All right.
Or we can just talk in Swahili.
Yeah, why don't we? We continue on Smile Jamaica. Omar Sweeney is General Manager Technical Services at Jsif, Jamaica Social Investment Fund, and Erasto Machume is Director of Operations at the Tanzania Social Action Fund, and they're here with us. Good morning to you both. Welcome to Smile Jamaica.
Morning.
Morning.
Jsif's role is exactly what?
Well, Jsif is a social investment fund, and social funds in of itself is a global thing. It's established in most developing countries. Jamaica is no different. And here this morning we have from Tanzania, Mr. Machume, who is visiting Jamaica to learn about some of Jsif best practices. In the 14 years that Jsif have been around, we have been delivering much benefits to communities, and we've also been recognized internationally for our performance and efficiency in delivering those benefits. The World Bank, which is a major funding agency for Jsif, amongst others the European Union, for instance, have actually recommended, because they fund many of these social funds across the world. And so Tanzania is now looking to establish themselves as a legal entity. Previously, they were operating simply as a project delivering benefits. Now they want to be upgraded, if you will, similar to Jsif, and establish themselves as a legal entity and operating company that will provide these same benefits.
So Jsif provides funding for programs like what?
More than funding, we actually do infrastructure development, social services, meaning training communities and NGOs in how to work with drug abuse, and crime and violence, youth at risk. So we do those programs, and we also do every other type of infrastructure: roads, water supply, health centers, basic schools, the full package, and I like to say everything except housing. And so this is where we are coming to, we're actually honored today to meet with the Tanzanian delegation. If you remember, about 6 months ago, the President of Tanzania was here. He actually addressed Parliament, and it was agreed that Jamaica would boost their collaboration between the countries. So.
Okay, so Mr. Machume, what does the Social Action Fund do in Tanzania?
The Tanzania Social Action Fund is doing exactly the same thing as the Jamaica Social Action Fund. We are supporting communities to address their demands so that they can develop. And we are supporting communities in 14 sectors. That is roads, schools, health centers, and the like. And plus income generation activities and safety nets. We are also doing conditional cash transfer, and we are piloting community foundations at the moment.
So what do you think you could learn from our friends here in Jamaica?
To start with, TASAF has been operating for the last 10 years. We started operating in the year 2000 and we had phases. The first phase ended in 2004 as a project. Then the second phase, which started in 2005, was supposed to be completed in the year 2010, but we got an extension up to 2012. And because of the overwhelming community demand, we are not able to meet the demands of the communities. Currently, we have applications of up to 100,000, and we can only meet 10,000 applications. So we thought, in order to attract more funding, we better try some way of establishing TASAF as a legal entity. So in order to complete our concept paper, we have to get experiences from those, say the Jamaica Social Investment Fund, which is already established as a legal entity, and see the challenges they are facing, the lessons they have learned, so that we can learn from them and start on a smooth takeoff.
How much do you actually have to spend on projects annually?
Annually, our budget is in the range of between 1 to 1.3 billion Jamaican dollars.
What's that in US?
In US, approximately, well, what's the exchange rate?
Call it name.
Call it 10 million US.
And how much would you have to spend annually? What is your budget?
Our budget is about 30 million US. Yeah.
Of that, can you name a program here so that our viewers know exactly where the social funding is?
Oh yes, the largest program we're managing now is the Inner City Basic Services Project. This is in 12 communities: Flankers, Buckner and Clarendon, Federal Gardens, Trenchtown, Craigtown, Central Village, Tallspen. It's 12 inner city communities that we're actually developing major infrastructure For instance, Cabinet just approved $150 million for the redevelopment of the Shelter Rock area, which is just by the Old Iron Bridge in St. Catherine. And that's going to see a total redevelopment of that area. Roads, water, sewer lines, everything is going in. So,
and are you restricted by any other bodies in terms of how you spend and where you identify as?
Well, at the end of the day, we are government. We're in the office of the Prime Minister, and our funds fall under all the ambits of government.
But your funds are guaranteed by the World Bank.
They are, I don't know if guarantee is the word, the government gets low interest financing from the World Bank, as low as 0.58% a year, right? And then those funds are also supplemented by grant funds, for instance. We have a similar project, the Poverty Reduction Project, which is funded by the European Union. And so that would be €6.5 million straight as a grant to Jamaica.
And those funds have to be used on certain projects. It can't be used to, I don't know, rebuild Jamaica House or something like that.
No. They have to be used in the poorest of the poor communities across Jamaica.
How do we know that that funding is being used for that and, say, not to sponsor Jamaica Jazz Festival or whatever?
Well,
when do we get accounting of that sort of funding?
We do an annual report every year. As recently as October 2009, our report has been out. We've been in existence for 14 years now. We're audited by the Auditor General every year.
Okay.
And also we're audited by the World Bank and the other donors. And one of the things which Mr. Machume points to is that over time, because as you go over time, it becomes more difficult to attract financing because things contract.
Right.
And so you always have to be reinventing yourself and trying to put yourself in new spheres so that you can attract that financing. Last year, for instance, or 2 years ago, Jsif became ISO 14001, which is an international standard certification for environmental practices. That in itself, we're the only government agency in the Commonwealth Caribbean that has that. So that in itself now allows us to attract any financing that's out there for environmental projects.
Are there, I don't know if you've seen enough yet, but are there similar needs in Tanzania as there are here and are being addressed by Jsif?
Currently, we have not visited anything in Jamaica. We are possibly this week we will do that.
Okay.
But from his explanation, there are similarities. So the communities are more or less the same. In our case, we are supporting communities, and they are the ones who are supposed to implement the sub-projects. They have to request for the money, and the money is transferred straight to the communities. They are the ones who supervise, they are the ones who report to us, and we do the reporting to the World Bank.
And Tanzania is not the first country to have asked for our help.
No, we've actually hosted other countries. We've hosted Moldova from Eastern Europe, several countries in the Caribbean, St. Lucia, several countries we've hosted, as well as Belize. And so we've gone both ways. We've actually visited Nicaragua, Honduras, Romania. We visited several. So we didn't just come here today like this. I mean, we've also benefited from the global experience. And social funds, for instance, that's how they work. They learn from each other. One day, I'm hoping Mr. Machume will invite us to Tanzania.
Yeah,
and so this is how we really learn and are able to bring some of the technology back to Jamaica also.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks for coming in.
Thank
Omar
you.
Sweeney, General Manager, Technical Services at Jsif, and Erasto Machume, Director of Operations at the Social Action Fund in Tanzania. We take a break. When we come back, we change lanes just a bit, and we talk about the Sigma run, which is also for some charities, I suspect. I think it's about 14 years they've been doing it now. So stay with us. More on Smile after this.